One, the league is calling again. Bayern Munich prepares for the home game against Cologne tomorrow. Welcome to the press conference. To everyone, hello Thomas. So let's begin with the questions.
Oh, okay, Vincent, genau. Oh, mich ist da, ja. Ne, dann fang du an, Vincent, ja.
Let's start. You could be twin brothers, really.
Seid ihr keine Brüder?
Nee, wir sind nicht verwandt.
You know, brothers? No, we're not related. Well, that's crazy.
Ja, dann hallo Herr Tuchel.
Hello, Mr. Tuchel.
Frage zum Personal.
Short question to the personnel. How is Alex Pavlovic doing? Manuel Neuer, Leroy Sané.
Manu, wieso Manu?
Why Manu?
Ja,
Well, he skipped practice, didn't he? Yeah, but that was normal.
Dass spielen kann.
I have Manu in my plans to play tomorrow. Alex was part of the practice yesterday. He's going to get a couple of minutes. Who else? Leroy Sané. Leroy showed a reaction, which was to be expected after the game. This is going to be close for tomorrow. It's probably not going to be enough.
Hallo Tuchel, Sie werden nicht
Mr. Tuchel, you're not going to be sitting on the bench tomorrow. How are you going to watch the game? And are you going to watch the coronation of Leverkusen, possible, on Sunday? Well, I'm probably going to watch it in the lounge. And no, I'm not going to watch the game on Sunday. I'm going to watch Arsenal instead.
Torben Hoffmann für Sky, bitte.
Thomas, mit Blick auf das Spiel am Mittwoch.
Looking ahead to the game on Wednesday, it's a situation on the knife edge pretty much. Looking ahead to the Bundesliga, how far are you choosing your game squad for Saturday? Looking ahead to Wednesday, well, I don't think we have to save players really, because there are 3 games in between 3 days in between the games, which is a pretty ideal rhythm to continue playing. But still, we are thinking about maybe using players that are a bit disappointed or haven't played too much to keep them in the rhythm, because we maybe need 5 or 6 substitutes on Wednesday. So there is a thought to make a couple of changes. We have a last practice session with the whole team, and I haven't made up my mind yet, so everything is possible. If we change, then we change to give players the rhythm that we might need on Wednesday, and not really because we have to save energy, because there's enough time in between. Leroy Sané showed on Tuesday how important he is for the offensive game of Bayern Munich. Is there a plan to keep him out of the games in order to save him from an injury? Well, that's not possible. You cannot heal an injury in a season. It depends on his pain threshold, and it was just a bit too much in the past 2 weeks, and so we were directing him towards the Arsenal game, and he was performing very well, and he really helped us to get that deserved point, and he was an important factor in our game. And now the plan is, after he showed a bit of reaction, which isn't unusual, so the plan is to focus him towards Wednesday, and that means that he's going to practice on Sunday or Monday the latest, and get him back to team practice in order to be able to play on Wednesday. That is the plan, and we're probably going to continue. And when he plays the next time, I expect him to have a reaction in the groin area, which is normal, and we have to go from there. In the running season and for the European Championship, this is going to probably stay that way. Bayern Munich announced the new contract for Alexander Nübel and the loan move for 2 more years for Stuttgart. How did you see Alexander Nübel this season? And do you think that Manuel Neuer will also get a new contract to 2026? Well, I'm the wrong person to talk to about that contract, but you can imagine everything with Manuel Neuer if he stays healthy, because he's an exceptional goalkeeper and he's the captain. But this is a decision of other people, not myself. And Alexander Nübel, he's an extraordinary good goalkeeper, like all the players at Stuttgart played great. I just got to know him briefly in pre-season. He really behaved very well and really nice guy. But he said as long as Manu is here, he doesn't see any chance to play, and he needs playing time. And he had a couple of offers, and he decided to join Stuttgart, and that was really bullseye move. He has the chance to qualify for the Champions League with Stuttgart, and that is really good to keep him in a good atmosphere, good surrounding, and he's a really great player in the build-up and really fits the style of Stuttgart well. So there are only winners in that constellation. I'm really happy for him. This season, there are lots of muscular injuries at Bayern Munich. Serge Gnabry, now the latest against Arsenal. Do you have any information where this is coming from? Is that a matter of workload? Is it the pitch? Where does it come from? Well, I don't know if there is one single reason. The fact is, it's just too many injuries that are happening throughout the season. We are asking the question on different levels and trying to get to the core of it, but we haven't gotten any answers yet. But if you look at that situation, the build-up for Serge, and we were using him really briefly, and then he was injured again, and that is for a player, for us, for the team, a huge setback. He scored 4 times in 4 games. He was a huge factor. It was a big factor in preseason as well, and then he missed almost the entire season. So that was a big factor, and that's why the first round of fixture was so complicated as far as the squad was concerned, and this doesn't really stop. You always think, well, we now have the worst part behind us, but just didn't stop. And I don't think the workload is too heavy on us. And the pitch, I think our pitch is in good condition. It's a hybrid pitch, which is a everyday occurrence. And nowadays we have a good physio department with high qualified doctors and physios and sports scientists, and they are all working on it. They're all really unhappy, but they are giving their best on a daily basis. So I cannot really answer that question. Mr. Tuchel, you said you want to give players rhythm, as Alphonso Davies is suspended for the Wednesday. How do you kind of plan? Well, we have a couple of options. We can make a one-on-one switch with Rafa Guerrero. Yunus Mazraoui played there for his national team as well. So those two are the obvious alternatives, and we are going to let them both play probably this weekend, because it's important. I don't know whether Nus can play 90 minutes already, so it's good to have Fanzi on the bench. I don't know whether Rafa will be able to play 90 minutes, but the chance for both of them to start are pretty big, because we need to give them playing time in order to get them competitive for Wednesday. You said both are gonna start, so one on the right, one on the left. Well, who knows? Who knows?
Wunderbar. Dirk Adam für Sports Illustrated.
Ich hätte noch mal eine Frage Richtung Leroy Sané. Wie würden Sie seine Entwicklung
question about Leroy Sané. How would you describe his development and him as a player and his importance for Bayern Munich? And do you have any tendency where you're going to continue this summer? No tendency as far as I'm concerned. And Leroy, if you look at the game on Tuesday, you can see the weapons, his potential, his talent. and what it means for us. It's just unfortunately that we are waiting for a competitive goal from him since October. This is also part of the story. He really started extraordinary, and he had so many goal involvements, particularly playing with Harry Kane. His effectiveness was down after that, and so the expectations towards him for the game at England were really high, and he really stood to the task, and we're going to try to push him to his limits again, and we expect him to push himself as well, because he's a key player.
Thomas, du sollst natürlich nicht die komplette Mannschaftsaufstellung schon verraten, aber so ein bisschen aus eigener Erfahrung ist es natürlich wichtig.
We don't want you to reveal the whole starting 11, but can you talk us through the central defensive partnership as well in order to get them rhythm? Does that mean that De Ligt and Dyer will play against Cologne, and if they stay fit and healthy against Arsenal as well? Are you gonna make my starting 11 now? Well, I don't. Well, it's right that both as a pair work together and have rhythm, but just like ahead of Heidenheim, I didn't think that they needed the game against Heidenheim in order to be fit for Tuesday, and the same with tomorrow and Wednesday. But it's possible that we keep him on the pitch. There are 3 days break afterwards, so it shouldn't be a problem. The question is, are we going to give Minje and Upa the chance to make it better and to stay in the run, because we have maybe 120 minutes, and if anything happens on Wednesday, then it's really important to have minutes for the other players as well and to have them ready. But we haven't made a decision on that yet. There are lots of points for different decisions. Short question for Saturday. Who's going to replace you on the bench on Saturday? And when do you have to leave the pitch? Well, I think 30 minutes. So when the team goes to the warm-up, then I don't have the final minute, but then 30 minutes after the game, and I can't join them at the break as well. I thought because it was not a red card that I'd be able to join them at the break. I think it was the case overseas when I was a coach, but so Charles Löw, Anthony Barry will be on the bench. We don't need a new organization structure, and they're gonna make it, and I'm gonna watch it from the stands. It's not great, but we're gonna get it done. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.